How does it feel to be meeting the royalty tonight?
Very exciting.
This is exhilarating. Get excited.
That captures our imagination is that his life was uncompleted and his work was uncompleted, and there was that sense of promise that were left by circumstances undone.
Times and CBS News are both now reporting that Michael Jackson has died.
Found a piece of luggage with identification from one of the passengers on JFK Jr.'s plane, Lauren Bissett. Here is some more.
The autopsy into the death of Michael Jackson has ruled out foul play or violence.
Good morning, you're watching Headlines Today. I'm Ruchika Tolmar. Well, first, the details of the autopsy report of Michael Jackson. Medical examiners...
Coverage of the breaking story, the search for an airplane carrying John F. Kennedy Jr., and there's no other way to put it, the fear, the deepening fear that perhaps the so-called Kennedy curse has struck again.
Yeah.
Why have you bought it?
Because I love it. Look at the art. It's phenomenal. It's a work of art.
Would you like to be buried in something like this?
No, I wouldn't. I don't ever want to be buried.
Really?
No.
What would you like to happen to you?
I would like to live forever.
Two wonderful, caring souls, destined for greatness in both of their careers. All the love, caring, and support they gave unto others connected very well to their own supporters, in which the fans gave back the same energy. Both MJ and Jfkjr had the taste of the life some of us always dreamed of at an early age. They both had to grow up before their time due to the level of fame these two great souls accumulated over time. With the press on their backs 24/7, there was no room for error. Even with the fake quote-unquote golden standard personality everyone tried to uphold around them, the pure genuineness inside them stood out, overshadowing everyone in their respective careers. The passion they have for this world has been brewing inside of them for a very long time, and that same drive and passion is what led them to new ascending heights that most can't even fathom. They tried their best to make this horrible world a better place, whether it was through music, dancing, politics, charities, philanthropy, or even just helping someone in need. I mean, I can go on and on about how much positive energy was put into this world because of them. To them, it was their mission to restore peace and love in this world. They knew that mission potentially included them not being able to see the plan through. Unlike them, all of the people in power never want to see our dreams come true. The thought of everyone being in harmony with everything makes them just sick to their stomachs. With them being the few who actually gave a damn, it made them a major threat to the people controlling this world. The media didn't do any favors either, doing their evil puppet masters' bidding and trying to ruin their lives forever. So much disinformation and torture was brought up on these pure-hearted souls, brainwashed the people to believe their weird outsider narrative, which made it even harder to live when it feels like everyone is against you and no one is by your side. What else can one man do when everyone else is in deep mind control and all you wanted to do was help? That feeling cuts deep to any caring human being. So maybe it's time for a change, a different dream, to find peace, somewhere to escape the evil aura that surrounds Hollywood. While the rest of the world believes they are dead and gone, everyone else within the host community will strongly disagree.
With the information I uncovered over the years, there's no doubt that Michael Jackson is alive. Everything surrounding the death of Michael Jackson just doesn't add up. All the signs and obvious clues proves that he could still be alive.
As for the theory of Jfkjr Jr. being alive, it is somewhat new in this community, but we all know what was really happening with the Kennedy family. This theory isn't as far-fetched as it seems. There's not as much evidence like Michael Jackson's case, but with everything that has been happening in 2020, we have to ask ourselves, why not? It's very clear to us that the Kennedys wanted to do what Trump is doing right now and drain the swamp. After the JFK assassination, I would think that his son would make sure that the thought of draining the swamp would become a reality at all costs. Just like the Illuminati's plan for world dominance and destruction has been in the works for so many years, so could the plan to finish what John F. Kennedy started. And now it's only a matter of time before he makes his highly anticipated return.
The superstar, slurring, seemingly over-medicated by doctors. The pre-dawn message left for Michael's former manager and confidant, Jfkjr.
Please take the message I left you very seriously. I'm very concerned.
Jfkjr says he had a code word he used to describe Michael when Michael was over-medicated.
When he got some of these painkillers, we called it tired. He was really tired.
I'm afraid for my life and my children. I'm scared.
Michael in fear. Late-night messages he left for his then-manager, Jfkjr.
I'm very concerned about my life, and I'm afraid for us being stalked.
Michael wanting to leave Neverland.
I want to be a different environment. I found a place that I like, and I want to be away for a while.
Middle in the night, he called me, Dina, are you awake? And we talked. We just talked something. And I told him, yes, Michael, lay down, sleep, and everything is fine.
He wanted to know there was somebody he could trust.
Brother, Jfkjr, you have to stay close. Don't let the system come between us. We don't want to die knowing that we didn't accomplish our goals. I want to die knowing I did it. I did everything I wanted to do, and I did it my way.
What's wrong, Michael?
I don't know if I should tell you this, but I don't know who may be listening. There may be a group of people that want to get rid of me. They don't want me here anymore.
I don't understand. What do you mean? Talk to me.
I can't talk about it over the phone. I don't know what's going to happen, but I just feel in my soul, only God knows, they could shoot me. They could stab me. They could frame me and say I overdosed you on drugs. They can do a lot of things.
Who could do these things?
It's not the government. It's more than the government. But I don't know, Jfkjr. I don't care. They can kill me. I don't even care my life anymore. I just want my children to be okay. My angels.
Michael.
Tommy Mottola, the president of the record division, is a mean, he's a racist, and he's very, very, very devilish. When you fight for me, you're fighting for all black people, dead and alive. It seems that to me, I really believe it's a conspiracy because the story always ends the same. We pioneer, we innovate, you know, at the end of the story, you know, it's not an accident. It's happened on purpose. So we have to put an end to it forever. He said was to one of the artists who work at Sony. He has a contract with the company, and he called him a fat black nigger. And I can't deal with that. You know, what they did was really terrible, and not just to me, but some of their other artists too. You know, from George Michael to Mariah Carey to, you know, yeah. He has got to go. He has got to be terminated.
He said, it's bigger than what you think. I said, well, Michael, what is it? He said, it's my publishing. They're after my publishing. They want to take it. As you guys know, my brother had one of the largest catalogs in the world, meaning music-wise.
The Beatles collection was one of them.
He owned the Beatles, yes. Yeah. There's an elevator music that you hear, just everything, basically a piece of every artist.
I'm really intrigued because you say that there was somebody at this house and you know who it was. Can you say who it was?
No, I cannot say because there were other people in the house as well. Because I prefer not to at the moment, but I will say this, I would love to have a one-on-one with several people. One person I would love to have. Safe? I would love to have a one-on-one with probably
I mean, I don't know if you say that because you think that you could.
I knew something terrible would happen at the end, not to mention the fact that Michael constantly told me, Latoya, if I die, they're going to murder me, they're going to kill me. He would tell me that, Barbara, and that's when Michael passed. When I found out he had actually passed, I said, no, it wasn't an accident. He was murdered.
Your brother was murdered.
I always believed that from day one. I said, I'm not going to accept anything else, Barbara. They could have told me a heart attack. They could have told me he had fallen off a ladder, and I would have said, no, it's not a heart attack. He was murdered. I truly feel that Conrad Murray is simply the fall guy. This was definitely something that was premeditated, that they had planned to do, and they planned to take my brother out, and my brother knew it, and that's why he told me repeatedly and repeatedly and repeatedly that this was going to happen to him. He explained it to me. He explained it's because of my catalog, which is my publishing, and they're after it, and they want it, and they want their hands on it, and they want to take it away from me. So Michael developed this love-hate relationship with his catalog. I don't want it because it's going to destroy my life. No, it's mine. I'm going to keep it. I'm not going to let them rip it apart and take it from me. This went back and forth. I began to see his personality change. Michael had notes in his house saying how he hates John Branca, he hates Randy Phillips, he doesn't want them around, he'll never fly with them. He just went on and on expressing how he felt about these people. These people were all involved. Mind you, the will, I truly believe and I know that the will is fake. Because Michael was in New York when the will was signed, and they say he signed it in LA, and he did not. And they know this. But yet they put themselves as the executors on this estate. There was another guy that was in the will, Barry Siegel, but he pleasantly removed himself from it. Why would he do that? Because he knew that it was fake and he wasn't going to get involved in the skullduggery. That's why.
The man handled me very roughly. My shoulder is dislocated literally. It's hurting me very badly. I'm in pain all the time. See this arm? This is as far as I can reach it. Same with this side over here.
Because of what happened at the police station?
Yeah, at the police station. And what they did to, if you saw what they did to my arms, it was very bad what they did. It was very swollen. I don't want to say.
But how
You'll see, you'll see.
We were given this photograph said to be taken after Michael Jackson was released.
Sadly, we live in a state of fear. Every day we hear of war on the news, on the radio, and television. In the newspapers, always of war. We hear of nations hurting each other, of neighbors hurting each other, of families hurting each other, and of children killing each other. We must learn to live and love each other before it's too late. We have to stop. We have to stop the prejudice. We have to stop the hating. We have to stop living in fear of our own neighbors. I would like all of you now to take the hand of the person to the left and to the right of you. Go ahead, right now, I mean it. Don't be shy, do it, 'cause it starts now. To the person next to you, to the left and the right, I mean it, right now. Go ahead, don't be shy, do it. Do it. Now tell the person next to you that you care for them. Tell them that you love them. This is what makes the difference. Together, we can make a change in the world. Together, we can help to stop racism. Together, we can help to stop prejudice. We can help the world live without fear. It is our only hope. And without hope, we are lost.
Michael Jackson has been begging and pleading for our help since childhood. The cry for help was never answered, and the assassination of his character continued. He also warned us about the powers that be. The devil's behind the scene trying to take his soul, along with everything else around him. They wouldn't stop until he was terminated. They knew he was too powerful of a human being that could unite this horrible world into a state of peace. Their only plan was to destroy him. So who could blame him for wanting to get away from this horrible place that we are so delusional to realize? He knew they were after him for so many reasons. But the only reason that matters is his love. His love for you, me, nature, everything else that's broken in this world. To him, he saw this as something that could be fixed with the proper healing. But don't get it twisted. This story doesn't end here. And I can assure you that this isn't it.
Are conspiracy theories taking over the Michael Jackson death trial? Even Michael Jackson's own family seems to think so. I caught LaToya Jackson on her way into court today, and here's what she told me. Listen, this morning.
What would you say to these witnesses that are going to testify now?
You know, I just have to tell you something. Everything really is an illusionist. Everything is an illusion. Watch the movie The Illusionist and you will see. Please read between the lines, everyone. Please do.
There? I've been back there, but not in my bedroom. I won't live there ever again. I'll visit Neverland. It's a house now. It's not a home anymore. I'll only visit there.
If you could, turn off the fame, turn off the paparazzi, have a normal life, would you do it? Even if it meant giving up performing?
I'd do it. I'd have to be able to create. I have to create something. I would rather die if I couldn't create. You can't shut me down. I have to give it out.
I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret. So please don't record or videotape this. You know what? I don't mind taping.
Michael is getting gangster today!
One important clue that can prove that Michael Jackson is still alive is what his sister, LaToya Jackson, told us to watch. The Illusionist movie. If you watch this movie, you'll know for sure that something isn't right. This obvious clue confirms everything this host community has been saying. And when I watched it myself, I was shocked that they would give us such an obvious clue as this movie. I won't spoil it if you want to watch it, but if you're wondering if Michael Jackson is still alive, start by watching this Illusionist movie. Now on to how is he still alive. As he knew midway through his career that they were coming for him, he knew he had to make a move sooner rather than later. The 9/11 event that was planned by you-know-who, so was MJ's death. He was supposed to be at those towers that morning, but overslept. Something must have stopped him from disappearing earlier than in 2009. Now, faking your death isn't something that you can easily do, especially when you're the most famous person next to Jesus. I would think he would have had some help. And one of his earlier songs, called Do You Know Where Your Children Are, was a major sign that he knew what was really going on in Hollywood. The song wasn't released until after his death, which I feel was a clue to give us about what was really going on. He was at the parties where there were young teens being enslaved by the evil higher-ups. He knew he had to get help, and to put a stop to all this evilness. Maybe help from someone you never expect. The ultimate trump card. Now to finally conclude this video, put everything together to figure out the missing pieces to this very strange puzzle, you should all know by now that there are so many evil entities plotting to destroy human life on Earth. But you should also know that there is a resistance. There will always be a resistance. Where there's evil, there is good. That's what brings us balance in life. So don't be afraid of these old hairy demons. Stand up and fight for your mind, body, and soul. They don't have theirs anymore, so they plan to enslave you and take yours. But we have to fight back and obliterate this evilness. That is the only way to victory. They didn't have a chance from the start. The creator within us is on our side. Now, I guess it's time to just sit back and enjoy the show. Thank you.
I think I lit a fuse. Embryos and food, feed them in the school every day at noon. Police still abused, speedos get excused, flowers still in bloom. Politicians lie, chemtrails in the sky, clones report the news. Clones report the news, fluoride in your water, babies get the needle for that lethal wound. Zombies in the room, zombies in the tomb. Elephant, what elephant in the motherfucking room? Burns don't turn to oil, bones don't turn to oil, nigga, bones don't turn to oil.
Do you think you'll ever be queen?
No, I don't. No.
Why do you think that?
I'd like to be a queen of people's hearts, in people's hearts. But I don't see myself being queen of this country. I don't think many people would want me to be queen. Actually, when I say many people, I mean the establishment that I'm married into. Because they've decided that I'm a non-starter.
Why do you think they've decided that?
Because I do things differently. Because I don't go by a rule book. Because I lead from the heart, not the head. And albeit that's got me into trouble in my work, I understand that. But someone's got to go out there and love people and show it.
Once again, we have to ask ourselves, why not?
Yeah, I'm the creator, the operator, and the destroyer, motherfucker. I'm the bait, the hostage, and the ransom, motherfucker. Who the fuck got
got a problem with Bobby Ray. Since when we give a fuck what a lunatic got to say? Mr. Potato Head and she'll not behave. Quit sucking each other off and debate with Eric Dubé. Debate with C. Freeman L. and Dr. Eileen Bay. Don't know about you, but my ancestors was never slaves. If I had $1 for every agent they sent my way, then I'd have enough money to send a rocket to space.